Hey everyone, I'm Sahana Shah and I'd like to welcome you to JAMUN 101. The topic of today's video will be note passing and coalition building. We're going to start with note passing. So, what is note passing? Well, in Model UN, note passing is how you talk to other countries privately during moderated caucuses or formal debate. You can't just get up and walk around or shout across the room during that time. So instead, you write little notes and pass them to your delegate of choice. During debates, take note of what other delegates are saying and pass a note to ones with common goals or people you would like to work with. These notes are used to create alliances and form coalitions at the start of committee. Here are some things to include and topics to avoid when writing notes. You should always address your note, putting a to and a from. Have a short and clear message and use polite language. Don't include off topic content, doodles, gossip, or jokes at the expense of others, and rude language or insults. Remember, we are simulating the United Nations. Remember to be respectful. So, here's an example of a note from Egypt to Peru. It says, "Hi Egypt, I really liked your speech. We have similar positions on immigration policies. Do you want to work together or talk further?" From Peru. Like mentioned previously, it includes a to and a from, has a clear message stating that they have similar positions on immigration policies and would like to work together. It uses polite language and a compliment to break the ice. Here's an example of a response to this note. From Peru to Egypt, it says, "Hi Peru, I would love to work with you. Let's meet at the front during the next UNMOD to discuss." To Peru from Egypt. Again, it's very polite language and a plan of action saying, "Yes, I want to work with you, and let's meet at the front so that we can actually start building this alliance." Remember, address the delegate, have a clear message, and use formal and polite language. We're now going to move on to coalition building, which are the product of your note passing and diplomacy. So, what is a coalition? Well, a coalition or a bloc is a group of delegates who work together under the same plan or resolution. You want to team up with delegates that agree with your own opinion or status. For example, the African nations may team up with each other, or members of the EU will gravitate towards each other. But keep in mind that the boundaries of your country or persona can be stretched to fit whatever angle you choose. So, in addition to teaming up with like minded delegates, choose people who want to write a resolution with you and will support similar solutions to the overarching problem. You may ask, why do I need a coalition? Well, you need numbers to write a resolution, votes to get your solution passed, and many ideas to solve the problem. Large feats that can only be accomplished with a team of motivated individuals. So let's move on to discussing how to build a coalition. First, at the start of committee, pass notes to delegates that agree with you and people you feel would be a strong choice to work with. Let's go back to these examples. Again, note how Egypt clearly states that they want to work with Peru and the reason why they would be a good fit, similar positions on immigration. Peru is receptive and sets a meeting place where they can start forming their coalition, as you can see here. Make sure to move committee forward with your notes so you can actually begin to create a team. So after passing notes to countries and gaining interest, talk to them ASAP during the next unmoderated caucus. Coalitions are formed very fast, and although they are subject to change, make sure you aren't spending too much time with people you don't want to work with. Keep in mind that even if you pass notes with someone, they may not work with you. This could be because they forgot to meet with you or they got swept into another group and decided that was better aligned with them. This happens to everyone, so don't take it personally if an alliance doesn't work out. Move on and start forming relations with the people who did show up to your meeting point. Now that you've formed a coalition, start writing your resolution. There are sources on the JAMUN website to show how to write these papers, but they essentially are a submitted document with your solutions to the overarching problem and exactly how you as a team plan to get it done. This can be a lengthy paper, so make sure to discuss with your new coalition and decide on what solutions and problems your team will tackle. Remember to be diplomatic and aware of everyone's right to speak. This is the time when arguments usually happen, so try to find common ground instead of spiraling. Finally, answer any questions left over. What part of the resolution will each person write? How will you introduce your alliance to the rest of the group during a moderated caucus? What will be the name of your bloc and your resolution? Some tips to creating a good coalition is to start early in committee when sending notes. Be friendly, not bossy when talking to others. Know your own solutions and ideas going in. Help others and listen to other people's ideas. Avoid sending repeated notes with no response, just waste time, making a group just to argue, and shutting down other people's ideas. Your chair sees everything during the making of coalitions and appreciates a good, friendly democracy over authoritarianism. As you can see, your coalition is extremely important, providing you opportunity to see your ideas flourish, learn from others, and make friends. Let's review. Note passing is used to communicate to other delegates during moderated caucuses. It's a very efficient way to create alliances, and each note should be clear and direct. Coalitions are created through notes and are alliances with the same goals. Coalitions are used to write resolutions and get your papers passed, but to succeed, in addition to your own thoughts, make sure you listen to everyone's ideas. I know this may sound confusing, but this preparation will help make things fall into place and will be really beneficial to you during committee. Good luck, and please don't hesitate to contact me with any questions you have. Thank you.